Hey everyone, I am the Chosen One Legend here, as always with my co-host,
Hi, I'm Kai, also known as Fascurreyn.
and once again joined by our behind-the-scenes guy, Sam. Hello, Sam,
Hey, hi there.
and welcome
I can't
back
say
to
it's
the
good to be back, but yeah.
That's it, you're fired. Get out. Kai, do you want to
What am I
make our
supposed to do
thumbnails?
with the Grinch drawings?
I'm staying out of this.
But welcome, one and all, to the BunchaJokahs Game Awards. We're back, and we're here for the big one this time, Game of the Year. So if you
I am
haven't
definitely
checked
dressed
out...
in a suit.
I am dressed in a Christmas shirt, but you know, let's call it festive. Even though this will be coming
Definitely
out
not
after
my
Christmas.
pajamas.
But yeah, we previously we've gone through several different categories in the Game Awards, which you can check out in our past videos if you haven't already. But this is, you know, the big one, the Game of the Year. So it should be interesting, even though I think there's probably going to be a lot of crossover here, but that's always fun anyway, so...
I've tried my best not to, but I know Kai's played literally nothing this year, so...
There haven't been
I'll
many
have
games
you-
that came out this year, okay?
I think Kai spent most of his time in RPG Maker, so...
Yes, that's very true.
But we also, at the end of this, we will have our audience picks for the winners from our picks, because everyone's been voting, so that will be interesting to see what they've picked for the winners of each category. So, of course, stay tuned to the end for that, after we've gone through our Game of the Years. But I think now's probably the best time to get started, so let's get on with our pick. So we're doing top three, so top three Game of the Year, and in third place, for me... I'm sorry, Sam, but I've gone with Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, I mean, let's be real here. It's not the perfect game, and I can definitely see why you put it as most disappointing. Just the eternity it takes to get to someone's island online is a pain. But when you get there, it's just really wholesome fun, man. I've had so much fun playing with all of the guys in the community this time, and
I wouldn't
visiting their
define
islands.
chasing Sophie with an axe as wholesome, but okay, if you insist.
Awesome.
I'll have you know, we looked very cute in our matching, you know, masks, so it was perfectly
outfits.
wholesome. But
I don't think we can say that on YouTube, Kai.
Oh.
uh, but um, but yeah, I mean, it's just been lots of fun. It's maybe it's less to do with the game itself than the people I'm playing it with, but still, the fact that it's allowed for that, and I've already mentioned before, bringing people together in this time when we've been forced apart, it has been a great time, and it is the game of 2020 in a way. It has defined 2020 and in a weird way released at the perfect time, so I could see someone putting it as Game of the Year. The imperfections lower it for me, and there's other games I personally prefer more, but it's definitely up there, and I'm still having fun with it now, so kudos to Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I'm with you there. It's a fun game.
But-
Good sort of, plain and simple fun. It's taken over a lot of 2020. It's a good game.
Yeah. Definitely, but Kai, what have you put for your third choice?
My third choice could be considered an interesting one. I went for 51 Clubhouse games. And this was simply
Right.
just because, one, I haven't played many games this year, but two, I just really enjoy it. I don't know why, but, ever since, like, sort of the beginning of this, well, whenever I bought it, I've just been getting into the habit of playing it at, like, 2 in the morning. It's just a really fun one. Like, I've gone through and I've beaten, like, the impossible AI on almost every game at this point. And it's just a really fun one to like hop into for 20 minutes or so, just give a couple of the games a try. There is online, so you can, play Ludo and destroy any sort of friendships you may have.
I think
But
Ludo
there's
alone
so
is worth
such
Game of the Year.
variety. It is.
Ludo is
my
the,
number one pick.
the game of
I've
champions.
been told otherwise.
But I mean, as a whole, like, there's loads of card games in there that are a lot of fun. There's loads of other things in there like mahjong. You got your solitaire, poker. You got Mancala, Chinese checkers. Like, there's Ludo is in there. Yes, there's a ton of them in there, and they're all like a lot of fun to do. In general, like I've just enjoyed having all of them be in that collection. So yeah, it's just pretty simple, good sort of gaming time, I suppose.
Yeah, it's definitely one that I've sort of intended to sort of check out. I want to dethrone you all in Ludo, even if it's mostly luck based. I'll make it happen. But yeah, it's on my radar for sure. But Sam, what have you picked for third place?
I'm about to be judged very hard by this, but I tried to go with something interesting and a little more unique that you guys definitely would not have picked, and I'm hoping you have not, because now I sound like an idiot. I've actually gone with Jump Rope Challenge.
That was my first place. Darn it, Sam.
This was released during sort of like the peak of the pandemic in a few places. By this point, for where I was in, the pandemic was over, and we've still not had a relapse of it, touch wood. But yeah, it was a lot of fun seeing people sort of on Twitter arguing who was better, trying to compare their scores and their challenges and that sort of thing. I never got to play it a lot, purely because university. But honestly, it was fun, it was simple, and overall I really enjoyed it. And I wouldn't say it deserves first place or the actual title of Game of the Year, but I do think it lifted a lot of people's spirits a bit, especially those who perhaps couldn't make it to the gym or do that sort of stuff during quarantine. But yeah.
Yeah, I did get to try this one out, and like it is very simplistic, but the fact it released for free in that time is just a nice thing for them to, give the people something to do. I'll admit,
Yeah, and
I played it like twice and then ended up, just sitting on the sofa eating crisps because that's my life. But
you mean chips?
it was still fun. I mean crisps, Sam. Fight me.
No, you mean chips.
You're outnumbered here.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, that you were not wrong when you said it's an interesting pick. I was not expecting that one, but I respect it.
Well,
It's the first time we've heard it on the channel, right?
I
Yeah,
think so.
Yeah.
I sort of combined both of you, Kai's unusual pick and then Matt's pick that kind of involved the pandemic a little bit, because that's all anyone got during it. But
Yeah. Worthy contender. But you know what? Let's move on to our second place now, getting closer to the big one. And Kai, do you want to start us off? What was your second pick?
Okay, I'm gonna start off with the big one, basically. We all know, like, we've all done this. Age of Calamity, of course.
Right.
Hyrule Warriors. And yeah, we've talked a ton about this, so there's not like too much more I need to go into, but it's been my first Warriors game and it's a lot of fun. I'm still going through it now. I have beaten the main story, but I'm still going through some extra bits, and it's just really fun. Like, plain and simple. Like, I like the cutscenes, the music, the combat's really fun, the UI is great. Like, the whole thing's just generally a very solid game. So
Definitely. Can't argue there. I think I'm at the final level, but then again I've been wrong with that before, so who knows at this point, but it is a game I'm going to be playing.
Matt's still not close to finishing it.
This is when you tell me I'm at the halfway point or something. It's wouldn't be
Honestly,
surprised.
I don't know.
But yeah, good. Great pick. Nice surprise at the end of the year, because who knew this game was coming a few months ago?
Yeah, real good end of year game. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Sam,
without it, I was going to say, without it, I don't think we would have gotten that interview with Sean. So we do
Straight
kind of owe it a bit of praise.
It was literally the evening it was announced that you were like, hey, do you think we could ask Sean? So, great catalyst
I mean,
there.
it was worth a shot.
It absolutely was. That was great fun. Check it out if you haven't already. It's on our channel. He's a really nice guy. But, Sam, what have you picked for second place?
Well, it may technically already be 35 years old, But I actually chose the little Game and Watch system that plays
Oh.
Mario Bros. The original, the Lost Levels, and has a little clock in it.
Yeah, that one.
I had to order online, and it did kind of take like a month and a half to get here because we don't have 1-day shipping. But I literally got my hands on it. It was a lot smaller than I was expecting. It's smaller than my phone, which
Wow.
yeah, that shocked
Yeah.
me because the box is bigger itself. And the second I got it, I started playing the other game is the little tossing game with the original Mr. Game and
Oh,
Watch, but with Mario's
Ball,
face.
isn't it?
Pardon?
I think it's called Ball.
Yeah, I think it literally just is, but I'm not entirely
So
Yeah.
deep, so deep, man.
And I kind of fell into the trap of just playing it, and I think I sat there for a good 20 minutes because I'm like, I don't want to stop now, I'm stuck here. And my friends and I sort of were just looking at it one day, and we didn't want to touch it because we didn't want to break it, but we also had a lot of fun with it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a neat piece of technology that, to celebrate Mario's 35th anniversary, they've gone back and made a new Game & Watch of all things. Like, I mean, Game & Watch is one of Nintendo's earliest projects, so it is a neat way to tie Mario's anniversary together. I can't say I played it, but another interesting choice, Sam. You continuously surprise me, so I respect that.
Well, all right, I've got a semi-normal choice for my last one.
Semi-normal. I am curious now. But I guess I'll go with my second place, and this is one I have a slight feeling we might see again, but I've gone with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Yes, it is a remake, but the fact that, despite the fact it is a remake, it's had such an impact on me that I wanted to put it here. I think that says enough for it. They really went all in with some great changes to the game. If you look at things like these side quests being so much more streamlined. I played Xenoblade 2 again afterwards, and it's painful not having things telling you exactly where to go, because you have to dot around the map a lot.
I don't think I can play it again ever.
Exactly. Legit, I would buy Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Definitive Edition if they added the just the quest streamlining. It's so good. And even, other things like allowing you to customize how you look separate to the stats of your equipment. Having things like the new armor sets and being able to tell you when you're behind an enemy to use the right backslash, for example. There's just so many quality of life improvements that make an already fantastic game even more fantastic. And that's not even to mention the visuals and the remastered music, which now give this game so much more life with the animations. And compared to looking at this world through my tiny 3DS screen, it's and on a more personal level as well, it was the first time I was really able to try out other characters and not just stick with Shulk the whole time. And it really allowed me to enjoy the game further. And of course, Future Connected. I finally did, and you know what? I pretty much mained her in a way. Now that I understand how she plays, because I was an idiot who didn't read before, because reading's too difficult apparently. But she is a lot of fun. Big shout out to Chugga Conroy as well, because I would not have understood half the stuff without watching his Let's Play first. But it allowed me to enjoy this game more than ever before. What a perfect fit for the Switch. Couldn't ask for much more. And Future Connected too, which they didn't need to add. I could be here forever talking about Xenoblade, so I'm gonna stop myself. But that was my second pick. But that brings us on to Game of the Year itself, the top picks. And Sam, would you like to start us off with yours?
Sure. My semi-normal pick, it is pretty normal, I won't lie. And I've already nominated it for another award, and it's actually Phoenix Immortals Rising, or Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Right.
Okay.
Still don't know the name. They changed it, so I blame that. Immortals Phoenix Rising. There we go.
That's it. That's the one.
But yeah, overall, I figured out what it reminds me of since we recorded the last session. And it reminds me of the old Hercules TV show back when...
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember when it was airing, but I probably watched it early 2000s because that's when I was born. But it's comical at times. It's so sort of cartoony but mature, which I think is what they were trying to do with Skyward Sword, but sort of didn't do as well as this. And it sort of feels, a lot of people have said this, like almost like Genshin Impact / Breath of the Wild / a few other things blended into one. And I feel like it does actually tick a lot of the boxes for me. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. And I can't wait to actually finish it.
Yeah,
How far
that's
through
an
the game
interesting
are you?
pick.
Like, how long
One
have you
again I
played?
have not played, but it's definitely, I mentioned him before in the previous video, I think. I was going to ask for it for Christmas, and I still want to get it at some point. It looks like a really fascinating game, so I can see other people agreeing with you there. Very nice choice.
Yeah.
I guess, now it's my time for my game of the year. And my game of the year is one that's already been mentioned, and that is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And, like Kai, I don't want to say too much on it because we've talked about various bits throughout this, but what makes it game of the year to me is it's just fun, that's it. It's not the most technically proficient game, It's not, even though it does some interesting stuff, it's not the most original game. Bring it out on the battlefield, with all these unique characters with varying playstyles. This never isn't fun to battle through hundreds of moblins and bokoblins and all sorts, and perfectly flurry rush or shield bash a Lionel. That never isn't satisfying. And it's all brought together in this Breath of the Wild universe, a universe I really wanted to see more of, and I'm so hyped for Breath of the Wild 2 whenever that comes out. And what a nice surprise at the end of the year to keep us going until then, to explore the world and flesh out the characters further, to tie it all together in a way that feels like Breath of the Wild down to the UI and the gameplay mechanics. So, it may not be the most exciting game ever made, but damn it if it isn't fun. So, game of the year for me.
Fair enough. It's very, very cool. Yeah, like as I said earlier, it's just fun. Like it's plain fun being able to beat up so many bokoblins at once. So
it really is. It's a lot of fun. But Kai, what have you picked for your game of the year?
Is it really a surprise? Let's go out mentioning what we always mention: Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Now,
of course,
you've of course already mentioned a lot of stuff about it, but everything about it, the new visuals, the music being remastered, of course things like the story staying just as good, the combat is really fun, just the whole thing to me, like it already, back when it was released in 2010, it already screamed like this is an amazing game. But after 100% in the game on both 3DS and the Switch, like the improvements are very clear to see, and it's a great one to go back to now, especially with side quest tracking. Like you said, it's such a vast improvement, and I feel like now you can properly look at the game, and rather than being like, yeah, it's good, but it has these faults, such as side quests, visuals, you can now look at it as a very complete game that is genuinely enjoyable to go back and play over and over again. So
they really do make a big difference. Before this, I would have definitely said Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was my favourite out of the two on a more personal level due to gameplay and stuff, but honestly, it could be Xenoblade 1 now. This has just made it a lot closer with Definitive Edition. It raised up a lot of points for me just from all the changes they made, so it's a tough one. I could definitely not deny anyone.
I feel like they made it more well-rounded.
Yeah. It's also nice and accessible. Like they added a casual mode as well, which is cool. Let more people into it and enjoy it. So all around.
I can't quite comment on like the old version versus the new because I didn't play it. Yes, this was my first time playing through Xenoblade Chronicles, the original, properly from start to finish. I did get to play it on the bus one day briefly with a friend. I was very much mortified by the faces at the time, so I thought I would never be into it. And then obviously the second one came out and things were shaken up a bit. It was a little more cartoony and
Anime.
less nightmare fuel. Oh, yeah, that too.
I don't know, some things in Torna in particular get nightmare fuel.
True.
Yeah.
I can't spoil it, but Torna has one horrifying moment. But yeah, I do get what you mean.
I went
mean-
into a state of depression after Torna. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah,
Let's
I
focus on
cannot blame you.
Definitive Edition.
Yes,
Happy
I mean,
time, most of
yeah.
the time.
I mean, look at our username for the channel, BunchaJokahs. Fascurreyn is your name. It's
There you
Xenoblade,
go.
and Xenoblade 1 has defined this channel, but they both have. So any year that it's re-released, and this time a year ago, I would not have predicted it. I would not have thought Xenoblade 1 would get a re-release, but the fact that they went with it and did it so right, it just makes me so excited for
It's
the
all
future of
because Kai
Xenoblade.
started streaming. It's because Kai started streaming and he was like, if they re-release it, I'm going to play it. And
Yep.
he said it all the time, and then it was announced.
And it happened,
They just realised that they don't even need to sell loads of copies. Kai will buy every copy of the game, and they've
I will buy
got their
all
money
of
back.
the copies.
But yeah, great picks, guys. It's nice to see a bit of interesting variety with them as well. So some really interesting stuff there. And that is it for all of our picks. However, that is not it for the video, because of course now we have the results to go through of the audience picks, because you guys have been voting. Some of our friends as well have put in there for what you think should be the winner for each category, and we will go through that. Well, right now for you guys, we haven't done this yet when we're recording, so I'll leave it to you, future Matt, Sam, and Kai. Take it away.
Let's go.
I'm off to go play Sephiroth in Smash now. And we are back. Well, we haven't been gone for you guys, but it's been 2 weeks for us. Christmas has passed, it's New Year's Eve, and we're ready to talk through the results of your votes. Kai, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sam, are you ready?
I hope so.
Let's do it then. Sam, would you like to start us off with the first category?
Sure thing. Alrighty. I am opening the results now. So, from our best performance category, the winner is Patricia Somerset from Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Oh, nice. Nice. My pick, I will say, yes, but a great one.
That's fair.
I need to add like drum rolls for all of these in editing, but
Oh god. Alrighty. The next category. Best character. I shall go through the nominees. The nominees were Kino from Xenoblade, Melia from Xenoblade, and Young Robbie from Hyrule Warriors.
Oh yeah.
And the winner is Melia from Xenoblade.
Hey.
Fair.
my picks are winning it. I mean, what can I say? I have good tastes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh god. Alright, the next one. Game you would have liked to play in 2020. The nominees are Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Final Fantasy VII The Remake, and Ghost of Tsushima. The winner is Final Fantasy VII The Remake.
Oh yeah.
Fair enough. It's a very good game by the looks of it, to be fair. So
Yeah.
And relevant, I've just brought Final Fantasy VII for myself, the original. So I'm building up to it.
they're basically
wait
the
there.
same thing, you know.
Basically the same, yeah. Just a straight port, really.
Mm.
And in a shocking turn of events, Matt, your pick has not won this category. Best
Aw.
DLC/patch goes to Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass,
Right.
Wow,
which
okay.
surprises me.
Yeah.
It's nice to see Pokemon winning something in a positive way. So
Yeah.
Alrighty. And the last category from episode 1, best soundtrack, with the nominees being Super Paper Mario: The Origami King, Age of Calamity, and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. The winner is Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Nice one.
Yeah, that game
It is
has
a
some
great
very good
soundtrack.
music. Chapter
I do want
2.
to say though, oh yes, definitely. I listened to a bit more of Paper Mario Origami King in editing to use for the video, and that is really, really good. So they're all such great great picks there. It could have been any of them.
Alrighty, on to everything from episode 2. Best narrative. The nominees are Paper Mario: The Origami King and Age of Calamity. The winner out of the two is Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Excellent.
Nice. Good stuff.
And I've beaten the story now, so I can speak more to it, but I won't. But stand by
next
it.
Category: Best Art Direction. The nominees are Phoenix Immortals Rising, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and Final Fantasy VII: The Remake. The winner is Final Fantasy VII: The Remake.
Ooh,
Nice one.
1-2 categories now, eh?
You know what? It's not quite the same as the original art style with the blockiness, but it does a good job. Yeah.
The next category: Best Game That Didn't Come Out in 2020 that we played personally. The nominees are Astral Chain, RPG Maker MV, and Fire Emblem Three Houses. The winner is Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah.
Nice.
The
It's
next
the tea time that
category-
did it.
Oh,
Fear the deer.
aka Dating Simulator. Moving on. Best multiplayer game. The nominees are Fogs, Animal Crossing New Horizons, there we go, and Among Us. The winner is Among Us.
Nice.
Nice. Good stuff.
And the most disappointing release of 2020. The nominees are Animal Crossing New Horizons, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
I swear if Sam won this.
The winner, loser, I guess, of this category is Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Yeah.
Right. Watermelon.
Yay, I guess.
Every time.
Kai, don't get me started. I just got over it. Well, we've got the big one to go still.
Alrighty, does anyone want to say anything before I announce the winner of just overall?
All I'm going to say is that I raged hardcore at the Hyrule Warriors post game yesterday, but that still hasn't deterred my first place statement for it. It shook it a little bit, but I'm standing by it.
Well, I do have one thing to say that I said after a recording 2 weeks ago. I said that if Jump Rope Challenge wins, I would get a tattoo of the bunny.
Oh, go on, Joke Punch Challenge. I'm changing my mind now.
Make it happen.
The game of the year, based on your guys' responses and our nominees. The nominees being Animal Crossing New Horizons, 51 Clubhouse Games, Jump Rope Challenge, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Game & Watch Super Mario Bros, and Immortals Phoenix Rising. The winner is, thank God, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Way,
Ah.
fair enough.
It's
is a
been
fan
vindicated.
Favourite, so.
Take that, Game Awards.
I could not be happier right now.
That is fair though. Like Animal Crossing New
Yeah.
Horizons was very popular this year, so it makes complete sense.
It was the game of 2020. It defined 2020. It helped people through 2020. So and it's still fun to play now. So I can't argue at all with that result. A worthy winner. But just to check, are you sure it wasn't The Last of Us 2? Can you just check the votes again?
Oh no.
Oh, I think there was a miscount. Sorry,
There's a
every
miscount.
single category won The Last of Us. Like the Last of Us Part 2 won all of them. Every single
As it
one.
should be.
Do I go through the first two runner-ups?
Yeah,
Sure.
you might as well for Game of the Year.
Alrighty. In second place for Game of the Year 2020 is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
Good
Nice.
stuff.
Good one.
And
So fun.
also in second place,
Ooh.
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Oh
Nice. I'm just saying they
Good
were all three my picks, so I'm just gonna throw that out there.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
And in
Good
third
selection,
place, the one and true third place, Immortals Phoenix Rising.
though. Nice.
Nice one. Jump rope challenge was robbed, I tell you.
I'm
Did
pretty
none of
happy
you
that
like-
it was.
Did none of you like the enriching story of 51 Clubhouse games? What are you talking about? Uncultured.
It was Ludo that did it. But yeah, that's about it for the video. And just thank you all for voting and contributing to that. It was really interesting to see your guys' picks from our picks. But that does bring us to the end, and I just want to say a big thank you to you, Sam and Kai, for not just joining me for this, but for helping create the channel throughout 2020. I did not expect I would be doing this at the beginning of the year, but here we are, and I could not have done it without you guys, so thank you so much for
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been good to be a
for
part
joining
of.
us. It's always Ryan time here, so we love it. And
Oh, yeah.
alley-oop. But that goes out to you guys too. Big thank you for watching us and supporting us all throughout 2020. And hopefully you will continue to do so into the new year, because we have lots of more things coming. We've of course got our monthly podcasts as usual, and we're planning some extra types of videos. We'll react to the new Smash characters when they happen and all the rest of it. So we hope you continue to watch us here, or we're also on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts under the name BunchaJokahs. And looking forward to what's to come. See you guys in the new year. I mean, you'll actually be watching this in the new year. This is coming out in the new year. See you guys in the rest of the new year. Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.
Hey.
Alrighty.